A gay couple from Australia who got married in the United States is suing a printing company that they ordered their wedding programs from. Now, Vistaprint was the company that they chose to create their wedding programs, but instead of receiving the wedding programs that they expected, they got something completely different. Okay, so let me give you the details. They found 80 copies of a religious pamphlet instead of the 100 copies of the wedding program. The pamphlet spoke ominously of sin, lust, and temptation. Now again, keep in mind that this is a gay couple and it's a little strange to get that kind of pamphlet when you are expecting your wedding program. Now, to give you some examples of what the pamphlet said, it had quotes like, "Fight the good fight of the faith," "Understanding temptation," "The supreme tempter is Satan, who uses our weaknesses to lead us into sin." It also included content that said, "Satan entices your flesh with evil desires. If you did not desire it, you would not be tempted by it."
Well, that's an interesting confession.
And here's what their program was supposed to look like. A little different.
Yeah, this seems lovely.
A little different. So now the couple is planning on suing Vistaprint. And interestingly enough, Vistaprint is saying, no, this was a mistake. We do not condone this. We did not do this on purpose. It must have been some sort of mistake. Let me give you their exact statement. To know that any customer could feel treated in such a way, especially during a time that should be filled with joy, is extremely disheartening. We have never been more disappointed to let a customer down. Vistaprint in no way condones and does not tolerate discrimination against any of our customers based on their race, religion, gender, or sexual orientation. Now, Vistaprint says that they didn't mean to do this. There was some sort of mistake. They're investigating it. But I want to remind you of a story that we did yesterday. Under the Trump administration, any business, any individual can go ahead and discriminate against any group that it wants to discriminate against as long as they mention their religious beliefs and their moral objections. So if Vistaprint wanted to fight this by saying that they have moral objections to a gay couple or a gay marriage, they could very well do it and they would receive the protection necessary by the Trump administration.
So and that would be a huge legal battle, and we'd have to see where it comes out because there's different rules for private organizations and governments, and but it shouldn't be a battle. I thought we were past this, right? So I believe Vistaprint. They say the third-party fulfiller did this, not them. Why do I believe them? One, it's going to ruin your business. If you're a bigger company, you're unlikely to do this type of thing. You might do other bad things, like evade your taxes, but you're unlikely to do something like this. And second of all, they're a Dutch company. If they were an American company, that might be a little bit different, but Northern Europe is far more progressive than us. Okay, but the third-party fulfiller also says, oh no, golly gee, that was an honest mistake. That part I don't believe. It just so happened that the gay couple happened to get the right box, but inside the box, the wrong pamphlets, and it happened to be about how Satan tempts you to do the wrong thing sexually. That would be a hell of a coincidence, okay? Now, but my favorite part of the story is the accidental confession. So that last quote that Anna read you, if Satan entices your flesh with evil desires, if you did not desire it, you would not be tempted by it. In other words, those are some good Christian folks going, I mean, like, obviously we desire it, otherwise we wouldn't be tempted. So I'm telling you, I'm sending you a whole pamphlet. Don't give in to the temptation. I mean, it's super obvious that we all have the temptation. Remember Pastor Manning, who we interviewed, check it out on TYT Interviews, who was like, well, obviously the semen's delicious.
Oh my God, I remember that.
You remember that? And he's like, and I'm like, were you tempted by it? He's like, of course, who's not tempted by sleeping with other men? Right? So all these guys writing out their pamphlets, they got issues, man.
What's interesting to me is the context in which some people think of gay marriage. So when the topic of gay marriage comes up, I mean, my mind has never wandered into the sexual activity of same-sex couples, never. It doesn't come to mind unless we're doing a story about a conservative who needlessly gets into the nitty-gritty and the details of gay sex. My mind is just on the issue of civil rights, equality, those things. It's weird how they think of it immediately in the context of sexual behavior.
Yeah, and like Pastor Manning then got in trouble for saying, well, he does nothing but get himself in trouble. He was claiming that Starbucks was secretly putting semen in their coffee.
To make it so delicious.
To make it taste better so that, of course, everybody would be tempted to drink it if it had semen in it. But he's anti-gay. What you just watched was one of the videos that we do today, but we actually do a whole 2-hour show every single day. It's a podcast. You can watch it in video or listen to it as audio. You can download it, you can stream it, and you get it completely ad-free if you could become a member of the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.